wonderful beings out there. Glad to see everyone here. Hopefully everybody's doing great. Today we're talking about how to manifest anything easily, right? That's what we want to focus with. So glad to see everyone here. Hopefully everybody's doing great. The thing that you want to understand, guys, about manifesting anything is we have to learn to observe stuff without reaction or judgment to things. I think that is the biggest key to changing the game, so to speak. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Good morning. Good mornings, everybody. Everybody. It's challenging. Well, all right. I'm going to show you something. You got to remember, guys. We tell stories, right? So when we say things in our reality, it's actually going to, when we say stuff in our external world, in our mind, that's actually going to create our reality. So, let's stop using words like, it's challenging, it's tough, it's hard, because we're dealing with an illogical mind, guys. You got to remember that your subconscious does not work the way your conscious does. And you guys are not to blame for that, because we're only conscious of what we can get in any moment. But while we're conscious of what we can get in any moment, our subconscious is also conscious of that, but we're not aware of it. So the words we use and when we talk to ourselves, it becomes our facts. It becomes our lives. So, we gotta rechange. We gotta redo the structure. The way they taught you guys, the way they taught all of us, is actually incorrect. So, just want to let you guys become aware of that. So, guys, I've been getting emails again. Everybody say, "Hey, Mark, can you do something? Can you do another live and talk about the root clean slate?" A lot of you guys have been getting great results, so that's what I'll do right now. So here it is. This stuff, take this every day. See, my bottle's empty already. This is great. Detox, pineal gland, focus, dreaming, better health, chronic stuff, fatigue, all of that. My experience. Now many of you guys have been experiencing it. So I'll put the link below. You can go get your clean slate. As you guys know, a lot of you have been commenting on this. When you get your clean slate, give it some time. It's going to take time for your body to adjust. So at least a month or so. After that, you'll definitely start to see the results going in. Where do you get it from? I'll put the link down below in the pinned comments where you can go order it. So many of you have been asking me this. You've been getting good reviews, so I'm seeing some good stuff happening. People are sleeping better. Their insomnia is over. They used to get a lot of pain. It's alleviating. So, and the reason why this stuff works, guys, it actually just helps your body to detox the heavy metals that we get in contact with every day. The time that we're living in now, we're faced with more toxic stuff in the environment, and our bodies just get overwhelmed to clear it. This helps your body do that. And when your body can relieve all these toxic and heavy metals, your body is more efficient to manifest. It's more efficient to create what you want. You get rid of the brain fog. You feel better. So it's really a good product that I personally use. And if I'm using this and it's working for me, I want to share it with my followers, you guys, because we're all on the same journey, right? So if it can help Mark, it can help you. Okay. Hey, Mark, what does it mean when you scan your ticket and it says what now? And it says deprogram the old way of our mind is easily and effortlessly. Yes, that's what you got to do. It's the way we talk, guys, about ourselves. Here it is, called Clean Slate, root. I'll put the link in the pinned comments. Just go in there, order your bottle. Very, very good stuff. Clean Slate, root clean slate. It's helped me. I've been taking it for years, so it's working for me. It's going to definitely work for you. And if I find something that's helping me and making my life better, definitely want to share it with you guys, because we're all on the same journey. So I'm not gonna put something out to you guys that I haven't verified, tested, and used myself. It doesn't work like that. So I'm gonna be transparent with you, and this is to help you so you can manifest more, as it did with me. All right, so good. Here it is, clean slate. Very good to detoxify and take away all those heavy metals we pick up every single day. Your body will be lighter, you'll be better. Many of you here have taken it, so you know, if you join this live, you can go comment below and tell the tribe your experience using it so far. How you start the mental process of clean slate healing. Basically, for me, it recommends 10 drops. I think, what is it, twice a day, or you know, you can do 5. But for me, I find it works for me when I do 7 drops in the morning. For me, it works, just 7 drops in the morning. Others, you can do 7 and 7, 5 and 5. But I would say start off slow first in the first couple weeks. You know, first weeks, start with about 3 or 4 drops so your body can build up to it, and then you can pick it up. But the instructions, everything is on there. The drops, it's to help detoxify heavy metals. It's really good, in my opinion, for this, the pineal gland. That's where I get my most. Before I start taking this, my dreams weren't that vivid. Every night I remember my dreams, every single night, and then you get really good sleep. So you're in dreamland, and sleep in dreamland, and if it helps with this, it's going to help with everything else. It's my opinion. So I'm going to put it out. There is no science that says, oh, it does for the pineal gland, from my experience, but the science says it detoxifies heavy metals, helps with allergies, helps with all type of stuff, pain, a little bit of arthritis, anything, mood swings, all of that, because heavy metals clog our system up. The body needs the balance. And when we get the body balance, you're going to be balanced. Here it is. So you guys are asking it. All right, so let's get to the lecture, guys. Let's get to the lecture. I know if you ask questions, I'll answer again, but I want to get into today's lecture. The brand is Clean Slate brand, right? Yes. So yeah, especially if you like eating fish. Is it buffering a little bit? Hopefully you got some good stream. Maybe some parts is buffering. All right, so look, here's we talked about earlier, right? So you guys, I see comments here, which is great, right? Mark, oh, we are now living in the 4th dimension. I've been aware of the shift for a couple of months. Downloads are happening frequently. Yeah, someone asked me again about the clean slate. It's my empty bottle. You get yours. I put the link in the pinned comments. Give it a month and you'll see good stuff. It's gonna work. Again, we're all on the same journey. So if you get something that give you a boost, you do it. But look, Mark, I went to the lottery office with an $8 winning ticket to get a check, and they laughed and told me to go to the store, and they only create checks for 600 or more. Is that correct? I'm in California. All right, so here's what you do. You may, if it's less than the 600, guys, you mail it. Don't go in there and present it and say, hey, can you? They're not gonna do it. They'll tell you, well, there's in some states they're supposed to do. In Florida, if you take money to cash it, they should give you a check. But most people don't do that. But if you want to guarantee yourself to get a check, you have to mail it. If you mail $6 or $7, if you get a ticket and it's a $7, $8 winning, and you mail it to the lottery office, by law, they have to send you a check for $7 or $8. So if you want to get your check, that's the way to do it. It's okay? Mark, I usually manifest money easily, but now I've been stuck. What can I do? Okay, if you've been manifesting money easily, then there's nothing has shift. Sometimes we go through energy shifts. Sometimes things kind of go a little buffering, but it's adjusting. So you got to stay your course and be faith and keep your faith. You'll come back. Don't try to do anything new. Listen, the thing about manifesting, guys, or creating your life is, if you've been doing something and it's been working, okay, and you notice a pattern going, and then all of a sudden you get into like a funk, that's quite natural. It happens. It doesn't mean you have to change your whole game now. Like, oh my God, I've been doing this. Maybe something wrong. No, you gotta be patient and faith and have faith, because this is how it works in the universe. There's a lot of things that we don't understand, that we can't comprehend. So when we try to use our brains and our minds to figure stuff out, just let it be. Just stay consistent. Stay in your game, and it will come back around for you, and you'll see it coming up for you, right? Yeah, I know, right? Shame on them in the office laughing like that. Don't worry. You're gonna get a big win, and you'll be the one laughing to the bank. How do you ignore the 3D of the insanity of these wars, politics, COVID, etc.? Are you on a raw plant base with fruits as well? Yes, yes. So how do you ignore the 3D? All right, guys, yes, that's a great question. I've been getting a lot of stuff going. There's a lot of things going on in the world today, right? And so let me put something to that I want you to just be aware of, okay? So in the comments here, I see a lot of you guys, you comment. But what I want you guys to be cautious of, guys, is the words we use. And I say it before, so a lot of you new guys, you coming on right now. Just comments like, yo, Mark, this is difficult. It's challenging. It's hard. Why can't I do it? I'm trying and it's not working and da da da. Guys, we have to remember something, okay? Let me put something to you. It's not your fault the way you've been programmed. You weren't aware of that. But it is your fault if you're aware when you're an adult that you've been programmed and you're not changing it. With that being said, it takes time for your brain to change wiring. Most of us been programmed plenty of years, 10, 15, 20. You know, I gotta mention this too, my coaching program. I keep forgetting it. Not really, I really forget it, but you know, I just don't like to be pushing stuff like that. You know, I don't like to be just say, hey, I gotta do this. But you know, a lot of you guys been telling me, Mark, you gotta start talking more about the coaching program because you've been helping so many people. So let me do it. It's a good example. I have clients. I had one person who was 65 years old, right? And I'm mentoring this person. And when he came to me, he had so many blocks, limiting beliefs. And what I did, I helped him by the way he talked. Anytime you sign up for my coaching program, guys, I always tell you, download a voice recorder app. That way you can review the session. Okay? I always say that. I said download it because I want you to hear. When you re-listen the recordings of our sessions, you're going to hear some hidden words that you never heard before. And some of these words, I was like, no wonder you have such blocks, because you are affirming the things you trying to change. And we do this unconsciously. But I'm just showing you, for so many years you could have these things. So when we finally decided to help him change and everything like that, it took some time. You know, it's going to take time, because if you imagine 40 years of these blocks. Now with the subliminals and the system I set up for you, you can change that in less than 4 months, 3 months. That's nothing in a span. So I would say, you know, the title is how to manifest anything effortlessly. Yeah, I'll put I don't put 2 links, but you can reach my coaching program. You can sign up through my website. You can go to any of my videos. The links are there, one-on-one. I'll put it in the comments as well. I'll try to put it in the description here. So, you know, so someone asked me this question, Mark, do you make more money on YouTube than the guy winning the lottery? Actually, no. YouTube doesn't pay you. It depends on the era we're in, unless you're into tech or anything like that. No, so I don't make more money on YouTube than the lottery. Okay. Affirmations have been working wonderful in reprogramming my subconscious. I speak it daily. The affirmations are great. Mark, keep having buying lottery. All right, let me go back. While I'm talking, I'll get to you guys' questions. We'll kind of bounce back and forth. But look, the first step to how to manifest anything easily, guys, is to listen to your talking. You know, pay attention to what you're saying. It's hard. I don't know if I can do it. It's tough. Even though when you say it, that's an affirmation. That's a program. That's a subconscious message. It's telling your mind, we're affirming that we can't do it. We're affirming it's not going to work. So what I want you guys to start to do is start to speak positivity into your life. Start to reverse in, man, this stuff is hard, man. I don't know, man. It's tough, Mark. Start to say something. You know what? This stuff is getting easy. It's effortless for me. It's working. I can see it. It's happening. If you start to do that, you're evolving the creative part of your mind, which is your subconscious. Your subconscious is the part of the mind that creates your experiences. Point blank. Scientists, neuroscience, we've known this, discovered it. They estimate about 98% of everything we do is not by our thoughts, it's not by our intellect, it's not by our awareness, it is by our habits. It is by a program of hypnotic trance. So you have to start to do that. That's number one. Number two, the next point about this stuff. Whenever you're creating anything in the world or whatever, guys, it is in the same space as you. It's not over there far from you. Because I get this question a lot. Mark, I try and how am I going to get this into? Everything exists now. Whenever we want something, guys, it must show up first as a vibrational match. So let me give you an example of what I mean by that. So if I'm here and I'm saying, man, I'd like to make more sales, or so if you have your job or business or whatever, or I want in real estate or whatever, man, you know what? I want to sell more. I want to make more commission in my real estate business or in my own business. I want to start my own business. I want to open my club. These are all things I get from a lot of my clients. They want to do all this stuff. And they say, Mark, I want to start my own business. I want to open my own club. I had this club opened up. So these are just stuff I'm showing you from past stuff to just help you. Mark, I want to do this. I want to do that. And when they say it, they're saying it from a state of need. So even though they're saying, man, you know what? I want to open my own club, man. I want to make more sales, man. Okay? I'm going to ask you a question. So I'm going to teach you something right now. Remember I just said, right? It's your vibration that shows up first. So you ever hear someone says, he talks the talk, but don't walk the walk? Or you hear someone says, he talks the talk and walk the walk. You want to be the someone that talks the talk and walk the walk. You don't want to be someone that talks the talk but don't walk the walk. A lot of us, we talk the talk but we don't walk the walk. And what do I mean by that? I go again. Mark, I want to make more sales in my commission in my real estate, man. I want to make extra this money in mine. I want to open my business. Okay? Nothing is wrong with that, right? But their vibration. You know what their vibration is saying? They're positive. They say, man, I want to do this. But their vibration is saying, we don't want to make more money. We don't want to make more commission. Because if you wanted to make more commission, more money, you wouldn't be saying, I need more. You would say, man, how can I make more? How can I bring more abundance? See, now your vibration is going to change. When your vibration changes first, then the stuff. So that's what I want you to understand. It's the way you feel about what it is you want to manifest. It's not what you say that you're going to manifest. It's deep down, how do you feel about whatever it is you want to manifest. I'll give you another one. So another client here. She's a professor. So she teaches at these universities. She's always making money. But the issue is, she would say to me, Mark, making the money is not the issue for me, Mark. Every time I make the money, it just goes out of my hands. I want to have a cushion. I want to have a financial cushion. And then I asked her, I said, what are you doing? Well, I'm a professor. I teach at the university here. And then I said, what else you do? Oh, I have another gig. I do tutoring. I said, what else? So you have 3 gigs? Yeah, I own some apartments here. I own some apartments, and I want to fix them up for my tenants. But I'm just going, everything's coming in, just going towards the mortgage and all that. I don't have enough money to fix the apartments up so I could charge more for the rent. And I'm at the university, I'm teaching, right? So I asked her one question. That's what I'm showing you. Listen, I'm telling you, so this will help you. Ask her one question. I said to her, what was your childhood like with your parents? That's it. So what was your childhood like with your parents? She stopped and she went back and she says, you know what? You know, my mom was like very carefree, you know, that my dad though was more like, you know, strict. He was like, you know, you gotta be disciplined, you gotta work hard, you know, good things come when you work hard. My mom was like spending the money, not really thinking about it. My dad was like, listen, we can't be spending this money, we gotta da da da, we gotta work. So Mike, so what do you think happens? Why was this person making the money but yet spending a lot of the money and not having that cushion? I'm asking you to see how smart you guys are. I manifested cat food. It came to my offer when I didn't order it. Oh, that's awesome. Good to hear. It's a great question, right? You want me to tell you the answer? The answer is her subconscious blueprint picked up from her parents were, we have to work hard. Hence, when I work hard, I don't deserve it. I am not good enough. So even though you continue, you can make the money, but your subconscious will continue to make you spend the money because you don't deserve it. So how we fix it? We have to set up a program, show her how to set this program up in her mind. You got to do the subliminals. But the biggest thing that helps someone to change is when they realize what they've been doing. So they don't even know they've been doing until they hear it from someone else looking outside. And so this is what I want you to let you be aware of. That it is what you observe about yourself and what you listen to yourself. It is the key. See it? Someone says, I agree. Never use the word cleaning. Thanks for the 888. Thank you. See how that works? Oh, it says, okay, hey Mark, I got this message when I scan my ticket. This ticket cannot be processed. Please visit a lottery retailer. Okay, so yeah, there's two things happen when you get that. Sometimes if you buy a ticket, it's a scratch ticket, and the ticket says that when you scan the ticket says it cannot be processed. Please see lottery retailer. It means that one or two things. It means the machine has a glitch, which is probably less likely. But the main reason it means is that the ticket that you bought, the store didn't activate the ticket, the book. So whenever they get the tickets, they have to activate the book in the system so the computer can read it. So when you buy a ticket and it says this ticket cannot be processed, you have to take the ticket back to the original place you bought it. If it's a scratch ticket, and say, hey, this ticket is not reading, you need to activate this book. That's number one you can do. Number two, you can call the lottery office on the back and say, hey, this ticket is not scanning, and there's a barcode, and they'll tell you if the book's been activated. They'll say, oh, you got to take this ticket back to this store and have them turn it on. So that's with the ticket, the scratch ticket. Now if you buy a draw ticket and you put the draw ticket in to scan the draw ticket and it says the same thing, the barcode on the draw ticket, sometimes the inks when they print the tickets are off, so the barcode is not fully reading and it says can't be processed. So you can give them the ticket and they can manually type it in so that you can get your winnings. Yep, she was mimicking her parents. And then when I showed her, I said, look, you're making it for yourself because look, you're working so hard. You got 3 jobs. And she stopped. She says, oh my goodness, I'm doing my parents, work hard. I'm working hard. And I said, okay, you're working hard, but did you even realize you're working hard? She said, no, I didn't realize I was working hard. I said, why didn't you realize I was working hard? You know what she said? I'm telling you, the subconscious. She said, oh, because it was normal. See what I'm showing you? That's how your subconscious works. I told you guys, your subconscious mind, if something is normal, that's when it manifests a lot faster. Now, normal could be good or bad. So to her, working hard and all this stuff was normal. That's why she couldn't pick it up. But once you can let someone see outside the box, say, look, then she realized, oh my goodness, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do like that. And I said, okay, you can change it. That's why it has been hard work, because your own mind says, hey, we got to make it hard. And then once it puts you in the program, what the mind does, the mind then now shuts the program low enough where you're not going to be aware, and then turns your conscious mind to make it normal for you. So you don't think, you think everything is, there's nothing wrong with me, Mark. I don't need anything fixed. This is how it always been in my life. But you have to wake up from the trance. See, you got to wake up and say, oh, I want to change, man. I don't want this to be my my life anymore. This is what I want to change, and this is what I want to create. And then let me tell you something about this, guys. Once you decide and you figure out and you realize, like, okay, first of all, this is why I always say to you, you have to be the observer. You got to be like a third person watching yourself. That's why I said when you're going to create anything, the best way to manifest anything easily is to observe without judgment. You got to step outside of yourself and watch yourself and listen and see what you're talking about, and then it makes sense. Because the beauty about the subconscious mind is it's instant. You can start to change right now. The process goes instantaneously. Once you start the process, your brain starts to heal, your brain starts to change. But it doesn't start until you realize you have a problem or an issue. If you don't realize nothing is wrong, then it's going to be the same way. So this is why I'm saying, always remember to listen to your own words. Change your words. Every word you're speaking right now, it should be in a positive tone. There's nothing should be coming out of your mouth. It's hard. It's difficult. I don't know if it's working. Even if your mind wants you to say, even if you don't see the evidence, even if it looks dim, even if it looks bleak, you have to learn to ignore it. Yeah, you can say that. You can say, why am I making a 1K a day on my YouTube channel? Yeah. Instead of saying, oh man, I'm not getting paid enough, it's just not, because your subconscious is going to do whatever you say to do. So why not just flip the script? And remember, it's your vibration that introduces the manifestation first. Does that make sense? Normality, someone asked me here, who's this? Carl says, normally is bringing more debt, how to overcome it. Okay, to overcome something that you do not want, okay, listen to me now. The first thing you got to stop doing is stop focusing on what you do not want. That is, listen, I'm going to say it again because we do it all the time. When we have problems or issues, our intellect mind will start to focus on the problem. Stop doing that. You can't because you're going to bring more of the debt situation. So what you want to focus on now is, okay, you got to ask yourself, what would my life look like debt-free? Get into the imagination. The imagination fuels the subconscious to generate a new map of reality. What would my life, I know I have all these debts, but I don't want to focus on debt, because the more focus on debt, I get more debt. So let me focus on what would my life look like debt-free. You'll start to ascend yourself into a new reality. What would my life look like in a healthy relationship? What would my life look like being healthy and strong? How would it make me feel to make more money? How would it make me feel to be in a healthy and loving relationship? How would it make me feel to just be healthy and strong? Look, it works. This stuff works on both spectrum. It works on what you don't want, it works on what you want, and it works perfectly. If you do that, you're going to get it. So your mind says, okay, what would it look like? I'm going to show you what would it look like. How would it make you feel? I'm going to demonstrate to you how it make you feel. And showing you and demonstrating to you will only come in an experience of that thing you're doing. See that? Affirmations are not statements. Affirmations are questions, guys. So when you make a statement, that's called an affirmation. When you make a question, it's called an ask-formation. That's correct. Rob Bridger says it perfectly. Rob Bridger says, and once you start on the positive, repeat, repeat, repeat. You got to do that because you have to change the cycle. People who behave, I'm just going through stuff here. People who behave toxic towards you are people who, number one, they're jealous of you. Number two, you have something that they don't have, which is jealousy. Anytime people do toxic to you, that's it. Okay. The next thing that people moves toxic towards you is also you're inviting them to do it to you subconsciously. It means that somewhere in your subconscious you may have a program of toxic or not worthy enough or not deserving enough. So you're going to attract those types of, so it's the only situation there. So you have to figure out which one it is and then you can fix it. But those are the main reasons people do toxic or be toxic to you. Number one, if they're jealous of you, you're something they want, you're just there, you're doing your thing, or it's because you have some program that's been stuck that says, come, I'm a toxic light, beep, 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 beep. Because you were young, you weren't have confidence in yourself, you deserve it, maybe your parents or someone you see. All of this stuff will create that environment. Everything is a man-made concept, correct? Venom says death is a man-made concept. But remember now, the man-made concept we make up, they influence our subconscious as well. So even though they're made up, they've been so edged into our consciousness. So what we want to do is to remember, although they're made up, but we want to switch them to another made-up word, abundance, positivity, all those made up. We want to switch them to the words that really creates alignment into our lives. Yes. So when we came into this world, we do is grow, which is abundance. Yes. Now, the thing about the multiverse, the universe, guys, there's one fact about this universe. I'll call it multiverse. One fact, okay? One fact that you must know. Everything is in abundance in infinite terms. There is no shortage or lack. Now, let me go back to the question someone asked me about. Now, Mark, when we live in this world with all the stuff going on in the politics and da-da-da, how can we get away from it? Okay, how do you get away from it, guys? It's, okay, where are you putting your attention? Energy goes where attention flows. So if you're into the world of the news and all that stuff, your reality is going to bring you situations about the news and all the politics. But if you keep your mind out of that, it's going to work. When someone asked me a question, it was on another live in TikTok. They said, well, Mark, why can't we manifest world peace from all this stuff happening to the world? You know, why don't we just manifest world peace so we stop wars and all that stuff? Well, look, that's not going to happen. I'll tell you why it's not going to happen. It cannot happen unless there's a big, big change. And here's a big change. Number one, everything and everyone is connected on a subconscious cord. We're all subconsciously connected. So we're all influencing the field. Number two, there is a system that is controlling all the information that the majority listens to. You and I, we are the minority in this game. The majority is controlled by the matrix, the mainstream. So what the mainstream does, it pumps information in on the news so people can have a concept. And the information it pumps into people is not peace. It's not love. You know what it is? It's fear. So more people have a fear base than a peace base. So this is why it's going to be difficult to manifest peace. If we're going to manifest peace, we have to get to the matrix. We have to change the agenda. We have to change the programs. They have to start putting positive stuff. You have to start seeing good news instead of bad news. You have to start putting love instead of fear into the masses. Once we do that, then the collective will get it, and then we can have world peace. I tell you, good news is we are growing and moving towards that right now. Because every day more of us light workers are waking up, and more people are waking up. We're about to take over and change the matrix. This is why programs like this is why you got to surround yourself with inspirational stuff. This is why you got to watch things that move you. This is why you got to share this information, because the more people you can touch and give this information to, the more. So now we're not going to be the minority, and then we're going. But for the record, we're moving to the majority right now, because so many people are just aware. They're tired of this. They see the game already. They know what's up. The jig is up. People aren't stupid anymore. People are realizing, okay, they're playing us. And the internet, and so the internet is a big part of that. Social media, there's so many different avenues people can get information from now. People are learning who they are. So you know, this new generation now, they're the ones that's learning, and they know all this stuff. You know, the mainstream now is starting to go down. More people are getting their news from other sources than the mainstream. So we're truly on this path to change the world for the better. Okay. Does anyone have the link to the liquid Mark is talking about? The link, I'll post it after this live, guys. For the clean slate, here it is. So I'll post the link in the pinned comments, and you can get it. Yeah, love, joy, and peace is the master plan, because we're in the age of Aquarius, so we're trending towards that now. Everything is going to change. So there's going to come a point where the whole system's going to change, where we're going to be more peaceful. We're not going to have this warmongering, this fear base. We're going to now be a higher level of intelligent beings. We're going to move away from the low energy beings and be the high energy beings. And when we start to doing that, our consciousness expands, because everything is compartmentalized right now. We only can go as far as our current beliefs hold us. So once we start to see the world change, our beliefs will change, and we will change, and then everyone will change, because we're going to affect. Remember, we're all a collective subconscious, right? We're all a collective. So if you do your part and I do my part, everything changes. But the big question is, right now, if you do it, it's going to be difficult to do. So what can you do in the meantime? Take your attention away from that, guys, and focus on the stuff that you want. That way you can create more and help yourself, because you can't help others if you can't help yourself first. Mark, what's the meaning when you dream lots of money in diamonds? You're going to be very wealthy. That's the dream. I remember now, your dreams are messages from what we call future self, or the present moment of now in a different coordinate. Your dreams are the confirmation and they are establishments of what is to come. Dreams, someone used to say, you know, imagination is a preview to the real. I tell you, your dreams are your preview to your next movie, the real thing that's coming up. Because dreams only take place in higher consciousness. Dream can only take place in the highest levels of consciousness, because the ego is turned off. So you're in your unconscious, subconscious mind. You're in that delta state. Now you're in your higher self. So especially when you get dreams of good stuff that you want to create, which you've been focusing on, and you're starting to see a dream of that, get ready. It's going to happen. The issue, guys, you got to remember, when you have a dream of a success or goal, don't give up on the dream. The dream could manifest in a month, but the dream could also manifest in a few years. But it's still going to manifest, because one concept you have to get is to eradicate the concept of this linear time thing. It doesn't work. Look, someone asked me the other day. I said, it was a question, it was on a TikTok live, right? And they asked me, they said, Mark, how did you stay so patient, and how did you manage the time when to win the lottery? And I told them, I said that it took over a year, a little over a year, right? And I said the only reason I mentioned over a year is because just to make it so you guys understand. But if it was up to me, I would never mention time, because even during that time of whatever the year was, it didn't seem, wasn't aware it was a year. I seen every day as the same day. I didn't look at the months or years or none of that stuff. I just kept doing it, and my motto is, I repeat the process till I get my desired results. Yeah, sometimes your ego will creep in and remind you, it's been 4 or 5 months, but I just go back and remind my ego, I repeat the process till I get my desired results, and there is no such thing as the months, the days, or the years. It's a man-made concept. Only time is now. When it happens, happens now. That was my thing. So that's what you got to remember. So it shows in your dreams. There's some people who have dreams, they manifest in a month. Yeah. Some people have dreams manifest in like 10 years, but it comes through. There was a couple, man. I was watching this, and this guy, he had a dream 18 years ago, a dream, right? That they won the lottery. And 18 years later, the dream manifested. And they said to themselves, I didn't realize 18 years passed, because we were just, every day we buy our tickets, we check the numbers, we watch our numbers every night, because I remember the dream me and my wife had. I think it was a Canadian couple. And so if you get that, the game becomes so easy for you, because there's no resistance in it. The biggest resistance in our lives, people, is the concept of time. Because your life says, we're going here, and time is passing. And the most important, your ego, man. Your ego is telling you things happen in a certain time. Things don't happen in the time. Things happen in the now. You don't heal tomorrow. You don't heal next week. You heal now. You don't win tomorrow. You don't win in a year. You're going to win now. When it happens now. You're understanding what I'm saying here, guys? When it comes to inspired action, question again come for you guys. If you do not know what to do, don't do anything. When it's time to make a move, you will get the urge. Your mind will kick in the gear, and you'll be prompted to take inspired action. And remember to tell you something. Inspired action comes when you are waiting or you are on call to do some type of action. Inspired action is not getting up, go try to make it happen, and you don't know what to do, but you got to do something. That's not inspired action. That's action. Inspired action is not, I got to figure it out. I can't sit still. Let me go make some calls. Let me stir stuff up. Let me do something to get the ball rolling. Let me force this. Let me push this. That's not inspired action. Inspired action is, I don't know what to do, so let me sit back. Let me wait for divine instruction. Let me watch the play develop. And then let me see and let me take action when it's called. That is inspired action. Inspired action is, I'm not going to force anything. I'm going to let it flow, and I'm going to see what happens, and then I'm going to act accordingly. That is inspired action. Now, guys, wouldn't you agree with me that all of this stuff that I'm saying to you, you would have thought, you would have thought that this would be the first thing they teach us as human beings in school, right? Because this is stuff that's going to help us change our world, right? You would think. Because what I'm saying to you is like, you probably were like, man, all this stuff I didn't even know, I've been doing it wrong my whole life. You would think that this is what they would have put in school to show you how this stuff works. What does the dreaming of giving birth to twins and also seeing twins in a dream mean? Seeing twins, anytime you're giving birth in something, it means a new beginning, new life, new things. When you see them in twins, it means abundance. Now, if you're someone that's, of course, you want to have a baby and you're dreaming and seeing twins, and you know the answer is you're going to have a baby. Dreams of death in your dreams. My girlfriend had a dream I died. Is this bad? No. Dreams of death also means rebirth, something you have to change, something you have to move on from. That's the meaning of death. Everything is a rebirth. Everything comes in, recycles, and goes out. You got to remember how this stuff works, guys. Every single thing that we say, it never gets lost. It has to go into the field, stays there as information, and comes back around. So the conversation on the phone call your mom had 20 years ago, that conversation is in the field. The TV stations that were broadcasting from the 1940s and 1930s, they're in space. That information, because everything is in an electromagnetic field. This information I'm talking to you right now is going to live forever and ever. Everything you do is going to be forever and ever. When you delete information off your phone and your laptop, it doesn't get deleted. It goes back into the field. It gets displaced as energy, as heat. This is why when you touch your computer, After your computer gets hot when you delete that stuff, and your phone gets hot when you delete that stuff, that's the radiation, or we call the infrared, slight energy dissipating. But that's the information going back into the field. Now, once it's in the field, it's just descrambled. It's electromagnetic waves. So what someone can do is have high technology. They can go and they can take all those pieces and put it back together, and they could hear your conversation and your mom's conversation 20 years ago. Hear your phone call talking right now. Just translate it and put it. If that equipment that could translate it back, you'd pick it all up. But nothing ever gets lost. So what does that mean? What's the bigger picture? Someone asked me this. Someone asked me about death. So what is the bigger picture? So if your loved one passed away, or someone you love passed away, they can't pass away. They are in the field. Their consciousness is there. They're still there. As a matter of fact, they come back. They recycle. So take solace to know that your loved ones are there. They come back. They may be today. They may be a kid in China. They may come back as a little baby in China, and you're still living over here crying. Well, I lost my mom. And then 2 days later, your mom is reincarnated as this kid in China, but you never know, unless the kid grows up and he tells his parents, hey, I'm this, my mom, and the parents search you out 5 years later and find you in Atlanta. And they say, oh, that's my mom. That 6-year-old kid is my mom. Look, Mom, you have a birthmark. How would the kid know my birthmark? That's how the system works. It could go that way, or it could go this way. You go back into the field and you chill. You decide you don't want to come back for a while. You may come back another 100 years as someone else. You may come back tomorrow, next year. You may go back to another dimension, another realm, another earth, another this. Well, the fact is, every single being, all of us, we are tethered to one consciousness. We're fractals. So we cannot, the only thing that we can ever know is to be aware. So is that why the universe is moving faster than the speed of light, so our consciousness can hold matter together? That's correct. The universe will constantly expand because all there is just expansion of awareness. So everything will continue to expand. All right, let me show something deep. All right, I'm gonna put something deep for you right now. How can you teach this to little kids, Mark? Okay, I'm gonna show you something you can teach little kids right now. That's very deep. I'll make it as simple for you as possible. Okay. All right. You are me. Anything that is conscious, you are it. You're the walrus in the sea. You're the great white shark in the ocean. You are the rock on the tree. There's nobody else except you here. Let me show you something deep. What you are seeing with other people are generators, are renderings from your reality of awareness. So question comes, well, if I'm those people, how can they have free will? Okay, here's how it works. Everything comes from the one branch of the consciousness. Okay? So what consciousness does, you're the one branch and you've seen everything. So when you create all these people, they're fractals. Now these people get streamed consciousness, which they have free will. But you have the master key to everybody else. Let me show you what I mean by that. And this is very simple to show you. Without going in quantum physics, I can do quantum physics and show you right now. Let me show you something. This is why, if you get up in the morning and you think you're going to have a good day, and you think your boss is going to treat you nice, and you think that toxic person is not going to sweat you today, and you go into work, miracle, my boss is treating me nice. That toxic person didn't even come to work today. What happened there? You generated those people. Those people are you. There's only one electron, there's only one being, there's only one consciousness, it's only you. Everybody else is you being projected out like that, man. Now if you get up and go to work, I'm gonna have a bad day. Damn, that person, man, they're gonna come talk to you every day. And the reason is very simple. We see from our own lenses in a subjective world. So your mother, your father is all you. You are just spreading yourself into these beings, and they have awareness, but you can influence them to your subconscious. It can only be that way because if every single person was different or unique, or I mean, what I mean unique, I mean if every single person was different from you as a consciousness, then you couldn't have a master key. You know what a master key is? A master key is what it is. A master key opens every lock. That's what so that means everything must come from the key. So I'll put it like this. So you're one, and you just make duplicates and duplicates and duplicates, but everything will go back to the original. That's what you are. Okay? You are the God of your kingdom. Now, if this sounds very deep for you to understand or very mind-blowing, I'm going to make it even more mind-blowing for you now. Trend, thanks Trend, 1999. So let me make it even more mind-blowing for you, because a lot of us here, you can hear me say this stuff and you can say, ah, this guy, man, I hear that from all the teachers, New Age, they talk all this stuff, man. All right. So what do we have that can shut people up? What shuts a disbeliever up? What shuts a doubter up? Proof. Science, right? So let's go into the world of science to show you what I'm saying, that you are the only person here. And you are the one that's creating everything. The bum on the street, the white, it's all you. You have the master key. So whatever you expect around your world, people will contort and become the thing for you. That's how it works. It hasn't worked for you because you haven't even done it or tried or attempted it yet. But let me show you in the world of physics how this stuff works. So let's talk about the electron. You know about atoms, protons, neutrons, electron. But let's focus on that, because electron is the particle that goes from the state. It has the other particle, but it goes from the state of what we call the wave to matter, right? So did you know that there is only one electron? How can be one electron? What the electron does, people, the electron creates duplicates of itself. Remember now, when it does this, it's one. It just sends itself out and comes back. But here's what happens. And the reason is this. It's called quantum entanglement. To show you it's only one thing in the world. It exists. It's one. It's only you. When an information goes, if you send an electron to Australia and you're in the United States, the electron in Australia, if you go up, that electron will automatically go down. It's tethered, it's connected, it's moving. Let's take the electron and send it into the Andromeda galaxy, which is millions of light years away from here. So time doesn't even pass. The electron immediately, if you go up, it goes down. It's tethered. It knows. The only way that can happen is if there is only one communication or one thing. You know it all. See, now is that starting to make sense to you? Now you're seeing it. What about narcissists? Listen, I just said to you guys, when you render a character, the character is going to have his own perspective of free will. Okay, it's going to happen because it's a consciousness. However, you still have the master key to affect how the character treats you. I want you to get what I'm saying to you. I'm not telling you that your mom or your dad doesn't exist and have their own reality. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying to you in the big picture is your mom, your dad, everybody in your world is from you. The only person that's here is you. All of them are just projections of you. That's all I'm saying to you. They're going to have their own free will, but you be the originator, have the master key that you can subconsciously connect with them so they can change how you see them, how they see you. You can affect things and people. That's how you manifest. That's what I'm saying. That's what I want. That's the big picture you got to understand. Makes a lot of sense, Priscilla says. Physics shows us this in the world of entanglement, in the world of particles. Physics shows us that everything comes into existence through potentiality, through actuality of waves. Nothing exists until it is measured. And it can only be measured by one consciousness. There's only one consciousness. You are the consciousness. You're just breaking yourself up into little pieces and coming to earth. That's what you're... So someone says, so what is God? That is God. The consciousness, the awareness, the intelligence of how to create the universe. You are that. You came from that. You are that. So when I tell people, I say to people, you are God, I get backlash. It's like, what the? You don't want to be associated with God. You don't want to be a co-creator. You don't want to have the God power inside of you. You don't want to be known as a God. Because that's what the science is saying, man. I mean, religion has a different take. Religion would say that, yeah, you're not God. God is bigger than you. You're a sinner. You can't. That's what they try to sell to you. If you buy that, you're gonna buy low self-esteem. I mean, it's a business. I'm just telling you, but I'm just here to show you that. I'm just telling you what the science is showing you and what I've experienced. I'm saying you are the God, and you just came down here as a human being. I mean, if anything, that should empower you, man. But you got some hardcore religious people out there that just brainwashed and they can't even see it for themselves. You're trying to save them and they don't want to be saved. You're throwing them the life jacket and they're telling you, I'm fine. God will take care of me, and they're going to float and sink to the bottom. Because no one showed people how science, neuroscience, the mind, the brain, how it works in our life. There's just no material out there for that. That's not an agenda to show people that. That's not a part of the matrix. So if you're someone out there and you're into that stuff, you better change, man. Because I'm telling you, you are the God. What they call it, God, whatever, source being, whatever, that's who you are. It's conscious, one awareness, and it comes down and it sees, and it learns and sees from every potential existence and every pattern. It wants to experience every different point, which is you. And the reason it does that, because it's infinite, and none of this really matters. None of this is a problem. When you're healthy, it wants to experience health. When you're sick, it wants to experience sick. When you get back healthy, it's all just experiences, and it recycles and it comes back. Okay? You can manifest without visualization. If you are aphantasia, you can't see, you can manifest with your feelings. You can manifest with expectation. Everything is energy. And then let's go back to science again to show you something. I just show you something. This fact. Now here's a fact. Energy can never be created or destroyed. Listen, created. It's from one place, one thing. That means it's always been here. It will always be here. There never is a beginning. There can't be an end. Yeah, most people said I never looked at it that way, but that's the way to look at it because that's the way it is. You got to understand the name of the game. When someone says, well, I'm not evil like her, I seen it come. Guys, let me repeat it again. Okay? So you can get this. Because what you're doing is you're associating yourself with your ego and people. Listen to what I'm saying to you. I'm saying, what's the easiest way I can make you understand this stuff? Okay, let's say you create a tire, There's a tire. You're the creator of the tire. You know how the tire works and everything. So what you do, you mass produce the tire and you send the tire out to people. Okay? So one tire, there's going to be some discrepancies. The tires have their own mind. Let's say that. So one tire got bad and busted. You come back to now, are you the tire that got busted? You're the original creator of the tire, but the tire still has its own awareness. So when someone says, I'm not evil like her, of course you're not evil like her. But you're still her. I'm just showing you, they have their own unique perspective. They have their free will. But you can go in and affect her. You can make her more evil. You can make her less evil towards you. That's what you got to get. Stop thinking with your ego and start thinking with your higher mind. Okay. The reason I said that to you, the reason I brought that up, here's the big picture. The reason I put that in there, I want to show you. This is the main reason I showed you that stuff. Is to tell you that in your world you're living in right now, everything around your world, you can change it. That's the only reason I'm telling you that. You can change it. That's all I'm saying. So if your people not treating you well, your boss, you can change it. That's the reason I just told you. I went into that deep story just to make one point, that you're the only character in the game. Everybody else are generators of you. You're the master. Your life can change because nobody controls your free will. Your boss don't control you. None of that control. You're the one controlling all that stuff. You're letting them control you unconsciously, but because you're doing it to yourself. That's the main point. I'm just telling you that. That's why I wanted you to know that. Okay? Does that make sense now? Change your thoughts about people, and the people will change their thoughts about you. Change your thoughts about your situation will change your thoughts about you. Okay? That's it. You're the main character, correct, in your own movie. Everybody around you are co-actors that you hired to play a role. That's all I'm saying to you. That's what physics is saying us. So someone says the church will keep you oppressed and depressed. How to act as if in a detailed way. We'll have to cover that on another live because my time is limited here now, guys. So that's all the time I have here. So I will see you guys again next time. Remember, get your clean slate, and I'll put the link in the pinned comments. And same time, same channel next time.